The end of 2020, Melania Trump was working with an organization, one of her charities, to start exploring crypto. I believe at the time they chose the Solana blockchain, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Alpha Gamer can.
I thought it was Matic.
No, they ended up releasing.
I know Trump did I think his first NFT drop was Matic. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Melania's was Solana.
It was 2021.
Yeah.
And it was the end of 2021, but it was like late 2020 when the family started looking into crypto. And it was actually funny enough. There's an interview. I wish I could find it, where they talked to Eric Trump. It was a while after that, and it was after Trump was kind of critical of Bitcoin and crypto in general, right? As a threat to the U.S. dollar, and he wants the U.S. dollar to be dominant around the world because he understands the importance of it around the world, right? As a global reserve currency, and I guess that spurred them to start looking into it. And Melania was the first one to really organize a team with an artist that did an NFT collection for charity. And that came out at the end of 2021. But they really started exploratory talks in through post election, right? When Trump was going through all this stuff and the January 6th thing and then all that stuff, they were already like kind of knee deep into exploring different blockchains and where to launch for her charity. And then they ended up doing it. And I believe, if I can find that interview, I really wish I could, that it was either Eric or Don were talking about it. And it was pretty interesting. They've been around for a while. Many have been critical because they're also, Donald Trump Jr. is consulting with a Bitcoin mining company, and there's a lot of stuff. So they have a lot of vested interests. I think that overall, it's just they see the way that things are going for the future, and anyone who's not following it in this path anyway, I think, is going to be left behind.
For me, what I took away from it, the first thing is that obviously it is a good thing because now we have the president of the United States that's specifically Bitcoin, right? But the thing that you take away is, why did they, go all, because a lot of people also were like, oh, they're not true crypto people or they don't get it. Yeah, they do. Because they were deplatformed, like on all sides, right? When they were, suing him and trying to throw him in jail, all the banks were basically like they were deplatformed, right? Like the whole cancel culture bullshit, so they got the full force of that, right? Like they had to switch banks, like their bank they were with forever, told them to close their account and denied them access to their own money. So they felt the full force of the TradFi, markets just going all out against their family. And so, crypto was the obvious choice for them, to avoid all the basically sanctions and just to avoid all the bullshit. So that's how they went deep into Bitcoin and crypto, was because they had no choice but to lean into Bitcoin and crypto, right? So you can't fake that. You can't fake, their bank accounts getting closed, and then scrambling to find money. So that's real, right? And that's so yeah, to me, I'm like, yeah, that's real. Like they get it, right? They full on understand how it feels to get attacked, and you don't have access to your money, and it's all bullshit. And then they, I heard Trump, talking about it on stage, and I was like, oh yeah, he fully gets crypto and why it's needed, and how to protect your family if this happens to you. And that's why they're supporting Bitcoin the way they are.
And Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating too because I didn't expect them to go this deep in. Of course, they're gonna make a lot of money. They of course, right as of right now, the Trump family they own multiple NFT collections. They own a DeFi platform. They I think they're about to launch the ETF called American Bitcoin, or maybe it's already live. That's going live soon. I know they have a stable coin already almost about $5 billion in market cap. It's called USD1. And all these things there, it's pretty crazy. And mining. They also have they're trying to get a mining company. Or there's also rumors of them trying.
Yeah, I think it was
Yes, yes, yeah. So
yes.
they're going to mining too, and plus it's just so fascinating how much their hands are in this industry. My only fear is it's just the opposite side, because right now they're Republicans are in power right now. They control everything. Whenever the Democrats get back into power, what does that mean? Does that mean they're going to try to undo everything Trump has done and go after his companies? I don't know. It just seems very one sided. And for right now, we're enjoying the vibe of Trump family, yes. But didn't the vice president didn't talk at the bigger conference? Did he say,
Yes,
yeah?
and when you have time, cool, you should watch it, brother, because man, JD Vance, man, that was a bullish fucking speech that he just dropped. I mean, he addressed everything. He literally like just threw it all out there and I actually watched it with my boss, and my boss was like, "Holy shit, I need to buy more Bitcoin." Like it was like, man, he's like, dude, that's the vice president of the United States basically shilling Bitcoin to everyone. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, fuck, dude, I don't have enough Bitcoin. He's like, I need to go buy more. So when you got time, Cole, you definitely need to watch what he said.
Yeah, no, I saw some clips here and there, and like I said before, I've been saying it for a while now. We've never had a more a more bullish time than now in the history of crypto. I mean, it's insane. The vice president is talking. Trump's is in there. Trump's kids are in there. I don't know. Like, it's just like I said, for me, it's just a matter of time. I think these prices we're seeing now, to me, I just think we haven't started yet, man. Because from everything I'm looking at, Bitcoin is at 109, 107K. And, the Coinbase app is still ranked number 300. Like, a lot of people still not buying yet. So, which means we're going a lot higher, man. That's what I believe. So, hey, Samara, let me hear from you, man. What's going on, man? What are you doing? I know you're in Dubai, but what's the vibe in Dubai, man?
No, like I'm back. I'm back home. I posted the stuff. I'm back home actually.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're back in Nigeria, right?
Yeah, I'm back home.
Wow. Wait, are you there for good, or are you just there to visit? You back to Dubai?
For a couple of months, I have to set up a couple of things before heading back. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back for now.
So, since you're back to Nigeria, what's the vibe in Nigeria when it comes to crypto stuff? Or it's still the same?
It's right now, crypto is somehow legal in Nigeria because when I got to Lagos, I saw like a giant billboard saying crypto is now legal in Nigeria, which was weird. But yeah, like right now, like a lot of people are more active on the scene. We've been active like for a while under the scene, like behind the scenes, but now it's like everyone's more vocal about it. Everyone's now hosting events and everything, especially in Lagos. Like in Lagos, there are some crypto events like the Sweet team, like Sweet Nigeria, the active. Also, the ICA Nigeria, they're about to host like an event in Lagos, I think. Yeah, I know the Sweet economy, like the Sweet community is active in Nigeria. So yeah, we've been like heavy on crypto over here. Just now we can be more vocal about it. Like back then, like a while back, if like the cops stop you and they go through your phone and they see anything crypto related, it's like cause for alarm. Although you might just give a little bit some, they'll let you slide. But most times they equate crypto to like fraud in a way. But now, like now that everything's kind of like low key, just mellow, I feel like that should not be an issue anymore. I haven't experienced it anyway, but yeah, I feel like everything's more relaxed right now. Right now, everything's more relaxed. Although, like back then, even when it was like a little bit on the hush hush, people were still like vocal about crypto. So I don't think if anything would change that much. I just think like right now, like the government should just be more like accepting of it in a way. In the sense that right now some apps, like there's an app called Cheaper Cash over here that it's like uh an e-commerce app in a way. They now integrated like BTC, Solana, USDC. So that's a good thing too. So payments in crypto like should be more crypto should be more accessible as a payment method over here, which it wasn't in the past. And hopefully like Binance can reintegrate back into Nigeria because Binance was cancelled because of some regulatory stuff. But hopefully we see that back because Nigeria was like one of the biggest market for Binance when it comes to P2P and other things. And yeah, we're just hopeful that the government implements crypto in a more useful manner. I think that's everyone's prayer. Like if we can see some adoption that could foster the growth of the economy crypto wise, I think that'll be a bullish signal for us in Nigeria. So I think that's what everyone is looking towards. And yeah, when it comes to builders and devs, we have a bunch of them over here doing great things. And yeah, so that's just what we're just looking towards. I think the whole point of us fostering the Sweet community because like one of the major CFOs and CEOs of like Sweet and Nigerian, so it's just something we're looking forward to. So yeah, that's just basically it.
Yeah, that's good to know, man. I think eventually things probably gonna even out. I think what it's simple. I think once the US gets on board fully, which they are for now, I guess all the countries follow. So I'm seeing it happening. Guys, this show is gonna run for a bit, and oh, just so you guys know, you are live on YouTube, you are live on Twitter, and you are live on Sidekick. Just letting you know right now. So in case you didn't know, so and this show.
The disclosure.
Disclose, yeah, just letting you guys know. So in case I don't know. I mean, you speak freely. I mean, there's nothing you can't say here. So
Cool to address the issue of whether it'll get reversed or not. That's why they're gonna. So that's why I was saying to pay attention to what JD Vance spoke upon. Was that they're gonna write this into the law. So he basically said that there's a new bill that they're gonna pass through, which is gonna essentially think of it as like sealing or finalizing into law the changes that they're doing for the entire crypto ecosystem. So like one of the things that he said was that Operation Choke Point 2.0 is officially dead. He's like, I'm the Vice President of the United States, and I am telling you that is dead. And it will never come back. And we are going to pass laws to make it never happen again in the USA. Like he literally said that on stage, and he was like, yeah, the whole thing with Gary Gensler, using the SEC to attack, the crypto industry, that's never going to happen again either. We're gonna. So what it means by that is once it passes all branches, so like the Senate, House, and gets signed by the president, even if the Democrats, take the power back, let's say in the next election, hypothetically, right? Even if they try to unless they have control over, everything like how the Republicans do right now, they won't be able to change that law. Like it'll be very, very difficult
% of the total
for them to reverse anything that they're passing right now during Trump's administration, which is important because that addresses what you're talking about, Cool, of like, oh, well, when the Democrats come back, they'll just reverse it. No, it'll be very hard to reverse the laws. And that's why JD Vance, addressed that.
The problem is, though,
yeah,
Alpha Gamer, the problem is Congress hasn't passed anything. And that's the main problem.
Well, yeah. Well, but that's what he was saying, that they're working on it, right? And that, they're working on getting Congress and getting this passed through so that again, yeah, none of this can get reversed. And it basically, yeah, like, you know, the way it is now will be, you know, going forward.
Yeah, I do know that there's a lot of money on the line, right? I mean, I do know. I read a story today. I think it says BlackRock is gonna buy about 10% of shares of Circle. Once Circle goes public, Circle was IPO. That's the largest US based stablecoin company, right? There's a lot of money in the industry now, and I don't think we're going to experience what we did 4 years ago from a Gary Gensler or whatever. Even if the Democrats do get back in 3 years from now, I just think there's too much money on the line. And plus, the biggest thing I like that the crypto industry has done, we do have a stronger lobbying power now, which we didn't before. So they spent hundreds of millions in DC now, which is a good thing. So, but I just felt like that Trump's family is in everything. I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's good. We need more politicians to own crypto. We need a lot more, not just Republicans, right? Because I think once that day comes, that's when everybody in the space right now is probably going to be close to being a millionaire. If you have enough crypto and U.S. politicians are buying and they're disclosing it, it's game over, guys. That's the end game. Because if you think how these people do with stocks, right? They do a lot of insider trading. They have a lot of info. They hold a lot of stocks, so they do very, very well with this. If when the day comes, politicians openly start talking about their bags on their Twitter pages, that's when a lot of us in the space is game over. I mean, there's no it's we've made it, depending on if you've stacked up enough stuff. So like I said, guys, this space is open, man. I'm gonna keep it up to for an hour and a half. I'm whatever, live on this platform. So whatever you guys want to talk about, I did see some headlines. Or I know the Bitcoin conference on right now. Is there anything else you guys have heard from the Bitcoin conference that we need to know here?
Nothing that's like really unexpected.
Oh, the GameStop.
I mean, that's not Bitcoin conference stuff. I mean, that's the announcement, sure, but that was already kind of a foregone conclusion based on
the
vote, right?
But still, I mean, they did announce it during the conference.
Yeah, they bought like a lot of Bitcoin, right? Or they going to buy, or they already bought already?
No, 500 million. They already bought it.
Wow.
Yeah, they announced that they already bought it. This was already passed by the board to add Bitcoin to their treasury. It was last month, I believe. Was it last month or maybe even the month before? I think the vote was last month.
Yeah, I think it was the vote. But the reason why this is a big deal is that's the initial buy. Because GameStop's sitting on like $5 billion in cash, and they only spent $500 million. So basically, they're kind of saying like, "Hey, we already bought our initial, but we still got another $4.5 billion in cash to go."
Yeah, this is going to be a common thing pretty soon. Like there's a bunch of companies that are prepping, a lot of boards that are prepping right now. I mean, they see what's happening in the States. They see what's happening with what's happening in Washington with the stablecoin stuff. They understand the direction that the administration wants to go and the Republican Party, and it's a bipartisan bill with the Bitcoin Act. So, it's this is on a path where we're seeing countries around the world really start to accelerate their planning and or already getting into position for adoption of Bitcoin into their treasuries as a treasury asset. And this is unsurprising. Is it big and revelatory? See, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the news and I'm saying that, and I mentioned this prior to the Bitcoin conferences, nothing can top having a presidential candidate show up for the first time and show out for the crypto community. Not just one, but two. right? And then having Senator Loomis there and many others behind the scenes in Nashville last year, it's kind of tough to top that in terms of noteworthy news. So now it's the kind of the expected stuff. And what I would say, and I think maybe many would agree, is what we're hearing is all of the positive things that are happening now. And that is what we wanted to see, because there was the risk that they farmed everybody last year for votes and then didn't come through and deliver. But what we're seeing is a lot of delivery on the other side in terms of action that can be taken within their limited scope. The rest, of course, being up to Congress, and of course, companies now are on board, right? And that's, that was BlackRock really pushing everything forward in that regard. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Promises made, promises kept. They promised to release Ross from prison, and they got him released. They promised to get the they promised to get the the Bitcoin reserve stuff done. And I'm not saying it's done already, but they talking about this stuff. They're pretty close to getting it done, and a couple of states are already getting it done. So I mean, and I think the reason, because look, the Trump family, they won't go to the Bitcoin conference just because they understand how much money they've raised from our industry. And these guys they get the game. There's a lot of money in crypto. Jesus, I think I think it's pretty insane how much money is here. And I think it's because a lot of mega whales bought Bitcoin early. A lot of mega whales bought ETH early. A lot of Solana whales bought Solana early, or they got in IPO or ICO. So we have people sitting on billions and billions of dollars of crypto. And if they back your party, you're gonna raise a shit ton of money, man. I think this is probably the underlying thing behind the the vice presidents. I guess I was at a Bitcoin conference last year. Trump was there. Trump gave a speech, even though he was president yet, right? He was still running, whatever. But he gave a speech at the conference, and now his vice president's giving a speech a year later. And we just had a Trump host the dinner for the top 200 holders of the meme coin. So the Trump family is all in, and I think we have 3.5 years left of this, and I don't see no reason why Bitcoin doesn't hit 3, 4, 500K, man. I mean, I don't know. So, what do you guys think, man, about Bitcoin price? And after that, we'll talk about we have a new microsailor version on Ethereum. We'll talk about that. I just saw the headline real quick.
the 445 million in ETH. Yeah. So in terms of I wanted to say this because I often remember when Trump came out and he spoke at the Bitcoin conference last year. He promised to create a reserve. He never promised to accumulate, and that was smart of him, because everyone forgets then to go and actually look at the executive order that created the reserve. That the budget, everybody forgets the budget neutral accumulation part. I don't know why everybody forgets that part, because that's kind of a cherry on top. And he left the accumulation portion to Cynthia Lummis and the Bitcoin Act. And because I've seen, some chats of people who are there and kind of they're reviewing like, oh, here we were just out there, we watched this, and they come back and they're talking about it, and like, well, he said he was going to do accumulation of Bitcoin. No, he never did. He never did. He only said he was going to create a reserve, and that's why Cynthia Lummis came out after him and talked about the Bitcoin Act for accumulation. And that budget neutral accumulation portion, I find the most interesting. And if you look at market structure and Bitcoin dominance, first off, just a little warning: if this puts in a high here, we're starting to look a little bit more corrective than not. Likely on any higher highs, we're going to build up what's called bearish divergence for those that don't follow technical analysis. But looks like we're going to lock in this little bit of a lower high, which if we start putting in lower lows on bearish divergence, expect a deeper correction. But overall, I don't see the pressure on Bitcoin's limited circulating supply, and we're already like, Alpha Gamer says this a lot, I believe, as well, but we're already way above the emissions rate in terms of accumulation, right? So it's why price is so high. That's why price got walked up so like structured on Bitcoin. And that pressure on circulating supply is not going to decrease. It is only going to increase from here. I'm going to be the one that's going to temper expectations, and I'm going to say it this way. If you feel that volatility is going to decrease over time, and that is your thesis, the longer, because that's always the refrain from even a lot of technical analysts, a lot of macro analysts and stuff like that, is that volatility in Bitcoin is going to decrease over time as more players enter. One, I do not believe that, but I would say that a shallow target overhead, should this break out above 112 in the more long-term time frame, would be around $128,000 to $130,000. The reason I bring this up is that's 41.4% above the $69,000 high relative to the last cycle, right? From cycle high to cycle low. So about 41.4% above there is about $128,000 to $130,000. Where we topped out, yes, we passed it, but did not close above last cycle, was 61.8%. For those of you into technical analysis, you know what a 618 is, but it's 61.8% above the 2017 cycle high to bear low. Why is that important? Because if you believe that volatility will decrease over time, then you'd be looking at that lower level at around that 41.4%, which is right around 128 to 130. I will say though that we've been in a volatility compression since Bitcoin first came to market, because it was highly volatile, and we've been compressing ever since. And at some point that will resolve to the upside with a big bang, just because of the fundamentals and the pressure on that circulating supply, and then the decreasing emissions over time. So there is, I should say, a valid case to be made that if we start to see closes, not just swings like wicks, like we saw around 63,000, I believe was 61.8% above the 2017 high to bear low. That's what we got. We got swings above it at 65 and 69 last cycle, but did not close above that 61.8%, right? And that there tells me that if we pass and close above this 41.4% at 128 to 130, that things could get absolutely wild to the upside, because the next major target is technically around $173,000 to $175,000. And price can fall anywhere in between there, but that would be the next major target. Anywhere above there, you start getting into the low 200s to 223, 225, and then it just gets exponentially more nutsy to the upside in terms of price predictions. But, and that's a big but, and I will not lie, you have to see conditions met. If we start seeing closes above 112, you can start looking up 112, 115. Above 115, we can start looking 115 to 118. Above there, we can start looking 118 to 122, and then eventually working our way to that 128 to 130. Stuff that I'm going to lay out in excruciatingly slow and methodical detail in my videos in the coming months, should we start to break that to the upside. But if things do start to correct, it would make sense. It's the end of the month. We have liquidity rotation, plus there's a big conference. So.
And also, every time we've had the Bitcoin conference, we've had it hasn't been bullish in the past couple of years, man. I mean, it's kind of like we do cool down, a big correction comes in, but it's what it is. I think as long as you have one foot in, crypto, and you have one foot in cash, you're fine. I think most people that cry on the timeline are the people that are 100% in. They don't have any stable coins. That's one thing I talked about. I talked about this stuff all the time. I said, basically, you cannot be in crypto without having cash, man. That makes no sense. You go in, yes, for sure, but you need liquidity on the side at all times. You never know what might happen. So you can't just leave the market, man, because they're saying we're gonna crash. And we saw how crazy this market is, how fast it moves. We could go to bed tomorrow. Bitcoin is at 79K or not, or whatever it is. So having that cash on the side, it makes a massive difference. Yeah. So we saw the news about ETH. You know, a lot of founders are, you know, they creating treasuries now. They're trying to copy the Michael Saylor model. I saw this for Solana. Now I'm seeing this for ETH now. Lubin. Lubin is probably one of the biggest whales on ETH. He's one of the co-founders of ETH. Him and other Vitalik and Charles and all that. But he raised like 400 or he's trying to raise $425 million or whatever, or treasury on ETH. Am I right?
Yes.
Is that it? Alexa, yes.
He's basically consensus. Yeah, he's trying to. They're trying to get more attention back on ETH because it's been just. I mean, the chart just looks god awful. You know, like it's just got two black eyes. You know, it looks like it's been curb stomped a couple times. You know.
You know, Space. I'm bullish anything crypto. I'm bullish on ETH too, right? But I think my issue with ETH is it's similar to maybe you guys could kind of learn from this. Never be complacent, if that makes sense. So Ethereum, I was on a space with actually a core dev. This dude actually, he's been in ETH from day one, and he was saying on the space just like 2 months ago. He was saying that how much the ETH was, they got too fat, they got too rich. A lot of developers are multi-millionaires now, and they don't feel the need to innovate. And it's so crazy because I'm seeing it now. Guys, I have a lot of ETH. I'm big on ETH for sure. But I'm seeing things that don't make any sense. What he said was they don't support builders on ETH like they used to. He said basically the Ethereum Foundation, they normally pick and choose who they want to support. For example, he said they basically support any project that's a layer 1, layer 2 ish. They don't really support any kind of DJ plays, whatever. But on the Solana side, they don't care. They will support you regardless. And that's the reason why we saw Pomfon explode the way he did. And now we saw Bop. Bop is another one. And now we're saying what's it called? It's just a lot of protocols are coming now, and they get the full support of the Solana Foundation. That's what this core devs said on the space. And now I was like, that's crazy. And it makes sense because these guys have a lot of money. They've been around for about 7-8 years old now. And I just in my brain, because I remember when, you know, Uniswap came out, like what they did. I remember Aave, I remember Compound, those DeFi OG projects, man. These guys, they made so much money. You guys don't understand, man. The founder of Curve's on a DeFi protocol, he bought like a 70 or 80 million-dollar house. I think it's in Switzerland somewhere, all from his Curve holdings. These guys have so much freaking money, and I think they've got complacent. So the competition right now is absolutely insane, and it is made all the blockchains come closer, a lot closer than ETH Foundation devs would like. And I think that's the reason why they're probably trying to scale on layer 1 now. They fired or hired some new people in the ETH Foundation, and they're doing all this stuff to change the sentiment. But the sentiment is down. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. It's the recent move above 2K kind of, you know, made people settle down. But when we hit like 1400, oh boy, the sentiment was really bad. And I just think in life in general, don't get complacent. I I don't look up to too many people, right? But I look up to someone like Elon Musk now. I'm not a fanboy, but I like the fact that this dude is still building. He doesn't have to work anymore. Guys, did you know Elon Musk actually he actually sleeps in White House some days before he left with the whole Doge thing, and he's running all these companies, right? So this dude is insane, man. Not just him, a couple other people too. They have all this money, but they're still grinding, and I like that kind of stuff because it makes you understand. Like, look, there's no number that makes you stop grinding. I'm not saying that you're hustling forever. No, I'm saying if the moment you get complacent, you give up. And I think it's happened to the ETH people, man, because this doesn't make any sense. Because I haven't seen any project that's come out on ETH that's been able to capture the audience in on crypto Twitter. I would say maybe Kaito, maybe because Kaito is on base ish, but Kaito is chain. It doesn't really have any main chain its own. So, but I don't know what you guys think about that. Let me have a Samara. Samara, let me have me, man. What do you think, man, about the whole ETH devs and founders? What do you think, bro?
Yeah. I've always said this. Like, I'm weary of blockchains where it's like majorly geared towards the devs, because I've been on a couple of devs and they get bored easily, like especially when they made a lot of money. So imagine a blockchain where like the devs have made so much money, there's nothing to scale anymore. Bro, they're obviously going to find something better or just like chill out. And that's one of the problems we have with most of these chains. Like, take Arbitrum, for example. Yo, those guys keep making enough money and they don't even buy back their token. Because, like, what else is there to build? They're multi-millionaires now. Like, what else is there? So I feel like with the concept of ETH and the devs and nothing really heavy going on there, like there's no like scalability and there's no support when it comes to new builders in a way. It's just basically, what else is there to build? Especially when the people who are supposed to pioneer, like that's major uptrend, just tie their worth to just the monetary aspect, if that makes any sense. Because believe it or not, like there's such a thing as okay money. Like you see a couple of $1 million and let just picture this. You're a dev, right? You just got out of university. You didn't expect to make $10 million in your entire life and you hit that amount. Like, bro, you take some time to just cool off for a while. I think like that's the major thing. And when the devs make a lot of money and they basically see that there's nothing else to do, they just literally just leave in a way. And they just realize that they can basically put this money somewhere else and do something else. And it just basically goes to chain. Will there in the future be some like, should I say, some new brains coming in? Yes, for sure. But if the new brains coming in don't meet the people who can literally pioneer them in a way financially to actually build the chain, it could basically turn to a ghost chain. That's just my point. So yeah, I agree with that. They make a lot of money and they just leave. So yeah, that's it.
I'd say that look, one of the big things is if a lot that make a lot of money here, they often will move a lot to off ramp, right? But there are many who sit in the DeFi protocols earning yield on massive amounts of money, right? In stables, massive amounts. And they still play on the centralized exchanges. And one of the big things is that many of them can just live very, very wealthy lives and wealthy lifestyles just off of the interest alone. And that is becoming more and more accessible and will become more and more accessible. And what you see is what what I've seen at least, so I can only really speak for myself and my personal experiences, that they come through the other side in terms of funding very large operations that are outside of crypto that then hook back into crypto. And that's through some of them get their starts, getting into funding accelerator programs and then funding projects, and then organizing, because the whole on-chain experience, even from the very large project side, it pales in comparison to the networked world of money outside of crypto. And you can then operate in a way that you can get people into crypto via the investment side of things. And it doesn't even have to be your own money. You can utilize their money and you get a piece of that, and you get them skin in the game on chain or on chains that are being built. And then before you know it, it's essentially venture capitalists, right? Many don't consider themselves VCs, but if you look at any one of the accelerators on the different chains, or even a really good example is go look at Bitcoin Startup Labs, right? And that right there, even though they might, a lot of the guys that will then, when you get through to pitch day, invest in your project, a lot of those guys might not consider themselves venture capitalists, but that is venture capital, right? And then there's guys who are behind them. It's like an army, and it's about where are you positioning yourself to be. So there are a lot of builders that, yes, some just left because they're like, yeah, I could just live off of this for the rest of my life. My family's set. I got generational wealth. I'm good to go, right? But then there's many who stay very, very involved in ways that people don't even understand. Might not be front facing, and a lot of what we see on social media is just the noise. And I'm even talking down to some of our favorite tickers. It's all just noise, because the back end of the way that the money wheel works to get that actual fiat into the space that pumps all the bags in the first place is so much larger and so much more well connected, especially once you can act as a vector to get people in. I had a really good conversation with somebody about this today.
So for me, cool, it's real simple. Ethereum is not the people's chain. It's going to be the institutional chain of BlackRock and all these financial companies. They're going to use Ethereum. But for me, I don't see like and everyone always points. The ETH maxis always point to, oh, look at all the TVL and the total value lock and DeFi and all that. Yeah, that's all. That's guess what? That's going to be the institutions earning yield and doing all the basically that's what they're going to do, right? But when you look at daily users, when you look at communities that are like using the chains, everything is happening on Solana. That's when you look at the on-chain data, which most people don't, but nerds like me, I look at that stuff. It's all happening it's like millions of transactions are happening on Solana. That's not happening on Ethereum. That's not happening on the other chains. Period. And that's just math, right? It's numbers, and people, with their biases, can talk about their blockchain that they love so much because they're married to their balance, right? But the numbers are numbers, and it is what it is, right? But what I posted up top here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Even MetaMask is pivoting to Solana. So when you have the official Ethereum wallet, MetaMask, literally with mod glasses on, pivoting to Solana, saying, hey, yeah, Solana is now live on MetaMask. To me, that's a clear signal that even the ETH maxis on MetaMask are like, all right, we've had enough. Let us get in on the volume. The liquidity of Solana. And it is what it is. Like it's they dropped the ball, right? They had all the momentum, and it's just like what Landy said. They had all the momentum, they had everything going for them, and it's just like what Samara said too, and they let it go to their head, right? Where they're like, all right, I'm a multi-millionaire. I don't give a fuck no more, like I'm upset. Like you're like fucking working 16 hours a day to fucking
Yeah,
create
it,
code
it,
and create
it,
this new product. Like I don't give a shit.
because if you think, man, which project did as ETH come out with that's had such a large use case and hype on Twitter, right? And that's kind of what I'm saying about how like the people that build on Solana, right? They don't care, man. They want to build something cool, and Solana Foundation will support you, and that's why there's hype. Like look at Bop and look at Pump Fund and all these other things that have come out. But on ETH, it's been years, man. It's been years. I'm not saying ZK Sync. I like ZK Sync. I like all those things, whatever. But they haven't been able to capture the minds of retail. So I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
Cool. The reason is they couldn't get adopted, right? So you could create the most revolutionary technology ever, but if you got no one to market your product and you got no adoption of that product, it doesn't fucking matter. So since the competition got so fierce that they got swallowed up by it, and if you're complacent, then yeah, you're gonna get passed up by your competitors.
Yeah, man. Like I said before, it's very, very simple. You cannot be complacent. Maybe some people are happy with it. Me, I like to be busy. My brain needs to be active. So, regardless of how much money I make, I'm still going to be busy, still active. Look who we have here, man. Dave's in the house, man. Finally, bro. Are you? I got a message.
Man, look how late this
I got a message saying Dave just finished, getting like six, 7 chicks, man, in Vegas. What happened, bro? What's going on, bro? What's
you win the pitch?
He's late because he was up late last night. He was doing untoward things.
Yeah, because we know Vegas, man.
He knew.
He just did run away. Landy, you scared you scared the boy, bro.
Vegas has been really, really tough for the guys trying to get on Spaces and stream and stuff like that, to the point where some have even taken to just uploading videos because it's just too much.
Wow, is it because there's just so much traffic? Everyone using the same network? Is that what that is? Right? Probably
that. I mean, it's never great though. Like I've never had a good experience with Wi-Fi in Vegas, and the cell service is pretty poor too. Even though they put up a bunch of new towers, it never seems to be able to handle it whenever there's bigger events like this. So, for the cell side of things, then the Wi-Fi side of things, it's always overloaded.
I'm convinced that fucking the Secret Service is jamming the fucking airwaves, bro. Like legit. I'm officially convinced it's Secret Service that's doing this. Because, bro, it doesn't make any sense. I literally called the front desk. I'm like, is there a Wi-Fi problem? Not to where around, sir. I can give you a phone number if you want to reset the router. Thank you. Genius.
Oh shit, Dave sounds pretty happy, man. I think he won the pitch.
Gamer, I did not actually pitch in the end because it's a long story, but
no.
Trust me, dude. I'm fucking bummed as hell, but there were certain pieces that I don't know if it was a miscommunication amongst the WAGMI team and their team or what, but I was missing key information. Like you can't go in there and not have an ask for like what we want, right? Like you have to pitch something, you have to ask for something, and the WAGMI team wasn't giving me that. And there was an issue also in the app. Telegram apparently changed a lot of their terms and services, and I couldn't you could export your wallet, but they don't have like there's no wallets in there anymore. And I'm just like, WAGMI, we have a problem. What's the deal here? What's going on? And look, I know they'll probably end up fixing it. It's going to be fine or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, like I can't put my name on something, right? Like I'm not a founder there, right? So for me, like my reputation is everything. And as much as I really wanted to pitch, and I asked them, I was like, guys, I want to come pitch. Like I'm happy to come pitch. I don't know, maybe something else. But if it's something that I don't feel confident in, I don't know how it's gonna go. You know what I mean? Like that I don't have enough information. So it is what it is, man. I'm bummed. I'm trying to keep a good relationship with them, and they seemed they were a little pissed. Obviously, it was kind of last minute. You know, it was like a few hours before, but it is what it is, man. Like at the end of the day, like I just want to be honest. Don't worry about it, man. It's only $6 million. We got another opportunity. Probably double that next time. Trust me, bro. That does not fall on deaf ears, gamer. Believe you me. That is the last thing I wanted to do, bro. I missed the whole fucking day of conference preparing for this shit today. And fucking like, oh man, we were talking about it. The JD Vance was fucking. You need to go watch that. By the way, that was phenomenal when he dropped. Yeah, saw some of the highlights, man. I did see some of the highlights. It was fucking. It was good stuff. But I'm in the process of just getting dressed, getting ready. I got to go to my Titans house. I'm going to the beach, meet the Stacks crew. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go walk some Tigers. We're gonna go. We're gonna go do some shit. So we'll go on mute. Let me finish getting dressed. But I love what you guys are doing here. I love ATC.
Bro, Dave, you don't you are you taking pictures or videos, man? You post online so we kind of see what you're doing, man. We don't see anything, man.
At the beach, at the beach, I'll definitely take some pictures. Last night, maybe I should have dinner a little too late, but I got to meet some of the Stacks guys. I met up with Jack and Peace and GP and Rosar and a bunch of those other guys, which was awesome. It was really cool. But yeah, I spoke with Diego just now. I'm gonna go over there. Definitely gonna take some videos of Tyson's house. That's for damn sure. If there's a tiger walking around, shit, why the fuck not? We're in Vegas, right? Hey, but if you get a tattoo on your face, you never know. It's fucking Vegas at dinner. I might come out of this bitch married cool. You might be so happy by the time I'm done here, bro. You have no idea.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot of stuff. That I'm sure. I mean, you know, it's Vegas at the end of the day, man. So do you think that this is the biggest conference we've ever had in crypto as far as the attendance and the hype? What do you think? If you had to compare this conference to all the ones in the past?
I'll say this, right? Like Token 2049 was a very different type of conference. Like just looking around and walking around the streets of Vegas, there's a fuck ton of people here, bro. There is a lot of people here. I don't know if it's because of the conference or what. The conference when I went yesterday morning, bro, tons of people, literally tons of people. And I'll say this too: everyone's in a much better fucking mood at this conference. They were in Singapore, I'll tell you that much, because Singapore was like fucking doom and gloom. It was like, oh my god, Bitcoin's not doing what it's supposed to. Bro, Bitcoin all-time high today at a Bitcoin conference. You're like, fuck yeah, let's go. Everybody's in a great mood. So yeah, that definitely helps. You know what I mean?
Did you see the Wolf team though? Charlie and those dudes and.
I did not, bro. I didn't see them in Puerto Rico, and I didn't see them fucking here in Vegas. But it's big, bro. There's just when you got so much shit going on, you know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that I see like the people that I interact with on a day-to-day basis with, but I was gonna hit up Gavin, Charlie, and them because you know I don't know, like you guys know that Wolf was like one of the hosts for like the first season of that show, so I was gonna hit him up, but I was like, I need to get the ducks squared away first. But yeah, man, y'all talk about Circle and BlackRock already? Gamer is slipping. Not yet.
We briefly covered it, man. Circle's buying about BlackRock's buying 10% of Circle's once they go to IPO. We briefly talk about that stuff. But yeah, I mean, like I said, nothing right. I mean, on my timeline, I know that there are two big narratives that are going nuts right now. The first is the Bitcoin conference this week has been going crazy. I'm seeing the headlines here and there. People are fucking excited. The second thing is the whole Kaito wall chain stuff has exploded on the timeline. So those are the two biggest narratives right now on crypto Twitter for me.
Yeah, did you guys? I mean, you saw like what Yuri posted, like the wall chain CEO, Gamer's best friend over here, was like, "Yo, activity is up fucking 10x over what it normally is on a regular day to day." So yeah, man, like this shit's starting to pick up.
Guys,
real fucking.
We might do very well, man, with this. If you have the badge, it's smart. Do you have? Are you on wall chain, bro? You're on wall chain, right?
I haven't been active on wall chain, not yet.
No, but I
signed up. Yes, you sent me the link. I signed up, but I haven't really.
Can you go log in? You might have the OG badge, man. Go check it, bro. Check it right now. Yeah, because this is a good thing, trying to this is why I'm saying about how people need to come to spaces. You never know what you might get because a lot of us in the space right now have the OG role. So this might be because we saw. I'm not saying Walt Chain my reward, people the same way Kaito did. But what I do know is Kaito top 10, top 20 users, they got like over 100K each. So if I get that, that would be very, very nice. And I have a couple of girlfriends to buy some BBLs for. So I'm trying to follow my bro Samara. So let's go.
Samara in the BBLs, bro. Samara in the BBLs. Smart's good to see you, bro. What's good? Come on, you're fine. Cool. Remember, have you seen that YouTube video where the soccer player is like, "Oh, thank you for the player of the match. I like to thank my wife and my girlfriend. I mean, I love my wife. I love her very much."
Yeah,
Cool
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
Koma. I saw that video, man. That shit is hilarious, man. So this dude obviously has a mistress or a side chick. So he was a big soccer player, man, very popular, I think. And he plays for some soccer team in Europe. And yeah, it was a live interview, man. He was talking about how they won. Or I want to thank my wife, thank my girlfriend. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, man, dudes have too much money, man. Like I'm just saying, man. I like being faithful, man. I like I'm a one woman guy now, one woman guy because less stress. And in the US, I don't know about in other countries. If you mess around and she divorces your ass, she's taking 50 to 60% of your Bitcoin and your crypto and your house and everything. So you're incentivized not to be faithful in America. So please be faithful. All right.
Motherfuckers. Right? Come on, you picked up on that too. He said now. So at one point, Cool is saying that you is a multi-woman man.
No, come on. No. I truly believe every man should look. I'm not saying I condone this. I'm just kind of speaking for me. I believe every man, because sometimes my wife she listens to the show. So, but I do believe sometimes some men need to get that stuff out of the system. You don't want to be 45 and think, or you're 42, 41, or 45, or 50, and think you're 21, right? So
Yo, fuck off,
get
Cool.
that stuff out of your system. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Because now, look, yo, can you imagine?
Wait a minute. Don't we have someone that's 40 to 45, also single?
Oh, no, but he's fine. No, but he's single though. But if he was married now, right? You don't want to be married, kids, and be in the clubs, man. On a Friday night, like that makes no sense, man. You want to do that shit early, right? Right, Dave?
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to be in the club, fucking, go crazy, bro. Last night, by the time we finished dinner, me, Jack, and fucking Peace, like Rosar and that crew were like, "Yeah, we're going to this party." I was like, "And 45, yeah, I'm good. You guys give me a lift back to the hotel." They're like, "Yeah, let's go." I was like, "Sweet, thanks." Done, bro. Done. So in due time, now I do my work in the daytime.
Bro,
the lights are on.
how you gonna be in the party city of the world? It going to bed at 10 p.m., man. Come on, bro. Really?
Listen to me. As a married man, you would probably be like, every day, bro. Every day. Everyone's probably like, "Oh, my Landy not saying the fucking word." His wife's probably right there. Like, say something. I fucking dare you.
She's in the audience, bro.
Hey, Miss Landy, wherever you are, you still won't tell us what your PFP is, but thank you for supporting the show. And yep, you got a good one.
She's down there and the other listeners. She was also the other listener last night. So,
We are not going to talk.
No.
See, are you crazy right now?
It's insane that how many people I actually realized that I know that actually have been coming to some of these spaces events. I didn't realize it until one day. I was sitting down there. I was sitting downstairs. My wife is sitting there with my son, and I said something, and and one of you said something back, and she laughed, and I was like, "Are you?" And then I went over and looked. Yep, sure enough, she was listening.
Gotcha, bitch. That's right. Got your ass, motherfucker. You gotta be careful. But Lynn, do you know what the difference is, bro? Like in those spaces, like we're okay. Like that's funny to us. You know what I mean? Like it's funny. It's okay to laugh. And like a lot of people that are in the grease traps or fuck all that, man. I don't really care. Like if we can genuinely laugh, like if you're not secure about like, yourself or whatever, listen. It's time to come to terms. Take it from the old 44. I'm not 45, you piece of shit. From the old 44-year-old over here, okay? At the end of the day, just be you. That's the thing you need to understand. Just be you. It's okay. It's 2025. I promise you. People will accept you. It's okay. This is where I come out. Oh my god, Landy! You fucked up my punchline.
No, I don't want you to make a mistake there, Dave. I gotta cut you off and say, this is where you go to your next family reunion and you tell them all to buy crypto. Just be yourself. Don't be afraid. You can come out of the closet now and tell them that you're a crypto bro or girl, and they should be in. Otherwise, they can stay poor.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say for sure.
Yep.
Guys.
I just saw a headline pop on my phone now. I this is probably funny. It says Peter Schiff claims to be responsible for growing the Bitcoin community.
Peter Schiff is the biggest fucking engagement farmer that I have ever. I mean, he's the best engagement farmer.
Bro, he was on a private jet, man, with Bitcoiners. That dude's a fucking scam. I'm sorry, man. I don't like that dude, man. Because of him, I'm sure a lot of people didn't buy Bitcoin, and now he's flying on a private jet with Bitcoiners to the Bitcoin conference. Yo, tell me that makes sense. One of the biggest haters of Bitcoin ever. Like that's crazy, man. Crazy stuff.
I'm sorry, did you say one of the biggest haters or probably one of the biggest holders?
No. Oh, for sure. No. Oh, no. No. Wait. Of course, he holds Bitcoin for sure, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, the average individual, they believe that he hates Bitcoin. They believe. So I'm just going from that direction there. Oh, for sure. I mean, it's all, guys. It's all a game. Like this game is so nasty. You see people tell you to sell, they'll fall the bag and they'll go buy it. It's the craziest. I mean, of course, man. So of course he has Bitcoin, man. Absolutely, it makes no sense. Like at least a little bit, right?
Could you say that they have diamond hands? Look, like Jamie Dimon's the worst of them.
Did anyone laugh at that, or sorry?
No, I laughed at that underneath my breath because you wouldn't unmute to laugh because you're too busy laughing so hard at that joke that you're like, oh, I better stay muted. I don't want to.
You quickly went to move on to the Jamie Dimon thing because like no one was like.
Do you guys think I should bring the mushrooms to the Tyson house, or should I just leave them in my room?
What?
Aren't you saving that for the spear?
Yeah, kinda. But I think there's a bunch in here, you know? Like I could like share them with everybody. You know, there's like a lot.
Is Tyson actually going to be there? Is he going to make an appearance at his own event?
But they are giving tattoos, something about free tattoos or something like that. I don't know, but we'll see.
Wait. Really? You should do it.
No. I think.
Dave, how did you already talk about your talk, or yeah? No, we're past that coma. I didn't do it. Okay, cool, no worries.
That guy. So we have like 30 minutes left from the show. So can you guys tell me what's going on? What we doing? What we looking at, man? What we doing? What we doing for this market from now? The conference is over. Summer's here. Kids out of school. Selling may go away. I mean, is that a thing? May will be done in about 2-3 days from now, man.
I'm gonna say something right now. Maybe not controversial, but I'm seeing on the timeline people are selling their ETH and buying Tau. These subnets, I don't know. I don't know if it's a cabal, if it's bullshit, if it's not. I kind of understand it. I kind of don't. I would like them to come in here and obviously help us explain this whole shit, but from what I'm reading and what I'm seeing, I don't know, man. I bought a little bit of Tau. I don't have a lot of money. I mean, at $400 fucking dollars a coin, and I'm gonna stake it for sub at 14. Yeah, Coma, you got insight? Give it to me.
I'm actually curious what that means because I've tried to bridge ETH to Tau, and it's not the most easiest thing in the world. So I'm kind of curious how what they mean by
You come out rock? I can't hear him. Maybe it's me. I just heard him. Oh, I hear nothing. Let me see. Yeah, I'm on a space right now, guys. We're just kind of, chopping it up. I'm mixing my two shows together. But for some reason, the audio cut out. So I don't know why that is. That's weird. Let me go back and see. I don't know.
Oh no. Cool, don't rug us.
Not me. Yes. Don't rug. Yeah, but no. I'm with you, man. Like the whole staking thing. I'm trying to get these Tau guys on and see like what's what. Gamer, you got nothing on this? Samara, nothing?
Just like last year, right? That it launched? No, it was before that. It's been out for a while longer than that. I don't remember how long it's been. I don't even remember hearing anything about staking, and then all of a sudden it's been everywhere. Yeah, let me look here. So, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty much like repeat episode of like maybe a couple months ago where all of us said Tau looks very interesting. No one really understands it, but it's what everyone talks about. You buy it, you just hold it, and it'll go up. And it's probably the worst financial advice or reason to buy something. But look at us now. When we talked about it, it was like $200 probably. So
Yeah, no, it was 200, and I'm looking at because we talked about it. No, I don't know if I was on stage with here at ATC yet, but I know for a fact it was summer of last year. We were talking about it, and I went and I picked up some Tau, but I didn't know what to do with it. And I mean, it went up, but that was like right around $200. So
I'm not sure if
$18 when I
yeah.
So but I don't know. Like I never really heard anything else until fairly recently, and I'm not quite sure because I'm not tapped into the community or anything. I just bought the token.
We should all look into it, maybe, and maybe we need a Tau person here. So, yeah.
People message me about it, and they're like, "Hey, do you have BitTensor?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. Why?" And then they never say anything. I'm like, "Why? Ask why?" And then I never get a response back.
I would say it's close to Bitcoin in terms of the community, in the sense that it's super decentralized. Like there's no real like BitTensor founded organization that has like a stockpile of cash or anything like that. It's very it's very Bitcoin-esque in my opinion, without the institutional investors.
It is. It's computations, but for AI, right? That's the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know what Alpha Gamer usually has all the alpha, so why doesn't he know about this? What do you
Exactly. He's quiet. That's when you should be scared. Fucking gamer. Not say sorry. I was enjoying a beautiful day out in Philadelphia. It's sunny.
I'm going on a lovely sunny walk with my daughter right now, so that's why I'm not.
You always have a
Oh, good.
always an answer.
Daddy
That
duty.
shut up David pretty quickly. So yeah.
I said you always have a fucking response.
Yeah, my response is that I'm a girl dad, and my daughter takes priority over everything else.
My friend, you are the most PR trained man out here on Twitter Spaces. So congratulations. Wendy was lucky to have you on her team. Now to the Mike Tyson fucking house. I'll sit and listen for right now, but I gotta be on the move, so I'm here listening to you guys. Though.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. Like I said, just try to take some pictures, man. I want to see, I want to see what it's like. But I'm living through you right now, so I'm here at home.
I
So.
know. I'm just hoping it's not just crypto bros, bro. I mean, everyone's crypto events, all just crypto bros. Man. We need some fucking here, you know? Like, we need some females. Vegas, just hope there are crypto events because it would be really nice to see women at crypto events.
It's something I experienced firsthand. The couple of places I've been to, there'll be 300 people and there'll be 295 guides. That makes no sense. Yeah, we definitely need more women in crypto, man. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sausage fest at just about every crypto event. So, I mean, the ladies in crypto, the ones that are willing to go out there are usually pretty prominent in the community. But Bitcoin, I think, kind of misses a lot of the female crypto community. So maybe they didn't go unless they're going with friends. And who knows if they're going to show up to Mike Tyson's house. But good luck, Dave.
Yeah, but it's in Vegas, man. So maybe it might be different this time. I hope, because when I see those pictures, I'm like, yo, why do you want to go to a party with 99.9% guys, man? Come on, man. I'll stay in my house, man. It's not that serious. But yeah, we need more females in crypto. I've said this for a while. Yeah, so guys, we have like maybe 23 minutes left. We could talk some DJ stuff. Like I said, on my side, today I claimed some Soul Phone airdrop today. It was pretty cool. I haven't claimed it yet. I haven't touched it yet, but I got that airdrop and a couple of other things that come in. For me personally, I'm just enjoying this vibe right now. The play in crypto right now is staking virtuals or playing the ecosystem, or staking Kaito and holding Kaito NFT. Because every other day there's another project launching, announcing allocation for Kaito stakers. And that play is a winner, because I mean it's only going to get bigger as time goes by. And that's just what's it called? That's just Kaito. Of course, we have the wall chain and we have the cookie DAO and loud. That loud one is difficult to do because I am on the leaderboard, but man, I can't compete with those dudes, man. I'm ranked number 90.
I see you, cool.
Yeah,
I see you, cool.
Yeah, man. Holy,
and it's so frustrating because I'm sure, like, for someone like me that's not even on the leaderboard, I'm like, okay, cool, like, I don't need to really stress too much, but you're actually on the leaderboard. And if you just get to number 25,
yo,
so much money,
bro. I saw a tweet. It was one of the top 10. They said, you make it onto the top 25, you're going to make 771 grand. That's what the going rate is for making top 25. So that's almost $1 million, and that's no cap. That they go. Yeah.
No, it's actually if you mix $200 million in fees, transaction fees or whatever, the first place will get 1.7 million.
Oh, Jesus
and then
Christ.
the last place will get a measly $117,000.
So you see why we don't play with this stuff. Like, but of course, I mean, it's the game, right? There'll be competition, no problem. I'm not even trying to. I mean, I need a miracle, right? And I don't know. I don't know. You got you have to do things that you don't really want to do. But the funny thing was when I was on the space with the founder, and one of the guests was talking, and they said, what you could do, I'm not going to do it though. What you could do is basically buy votes in a way. So I'll tell you, right? It said what you could do is announce a large giveaway on your page, and people engage with that post, and that will push you up on the leaderboard. You could do that, but I'm like, I don't know, man. But yeah, it's crazy. Yo, crypto is a crazy place, man. But I just think that anyone that stakes Kaito right now is going to do very, very well in the next 3 to 6 months. Anyone has an OG role like we have on Wall Chain, you're gonna do very, very, very well. Anyone that's on Cookie DAO, earning stamps, you're gonna do very, very well. Anyone on Loud, you do very, very well. So it's just the is the game right now, and it's a lot of money glitch happening right now in crypto, and I hope you guys are here to be part of it, because man, it's just it's about to get crazy though in the next 3 to 6 months, man, for real.
I meant to ask you guys about the wall chain thing. You know, when you're inviting somebody and it says +1, is that supposed to be you're getting extra invites? What is that?
Quacks, extra quacks.
Oh yeah, you
Okay, so
yeah, say yeah.
okay, so that would explain why. All right, I see what's going on. So yeah, because I invited somebody and I was like, oh shit, there's all kinds of bonus quacks in here, and then there's one person that I invited and it was like +1, and I was like, what does the +1 even mean?
No,
Like,
no,
but
so
I never noticed it before on the when I was using the mobile.
yeah,
I only noticed it
that's
on the
new.
desktop.
So I think if you invite some of the top people on crypto Twitter, we you know, the guys that have more influence. I guess you earn more yaps if they join. So less influence, you get less yaps. More influence, you get more yaps. So but yeah, man, I think like I said, this OG role on Wall Chain might be a very, very good thing for us, man. I'm happy that we all have it. You know, like I always said, you need your people to win with you. You can't be winning alone. Samara, do you have the OG role? Have you checked?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I have it. I have it.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Yeah, man. I think they only gave it to anyone that joined within the first couple of weeks got this thing. So and I've seen people sharing it. It's gonna be a big thing because War Chain is not as big as Kaito, but I think what's gonna set us apart is by being an early adopter. So holding this OG role is gonna be freaking huge, man. So like I said, right now this is the meta, and until this meta, today we saw Humanity Protocol. I think announced. Man, guys, just take some Kaito, man. Like I don't know. I mean, based on what I saw so far, they, you know, I'm not saying this is the minimum. I don't know. Don't come after me. Based on what we saw so far, 100 Kaito is what has been the minimum for the last airdrop. So if you staked over 100 Kaito, you're gonna win. I have 2,000 stake. I want to get more. I want to get to the 5,000 range, whatever. But maybe because I have the NFT, I don't want to push it too much. I do get the fact that getting about that 5,000 staked Kaito might be the sweet spot. But anyone stake above 100 gets something. So I don't know. It's just an easy way to make money right now. I don't know how long this will last, but I don't see this shit slowing down, man, because we keep having all these old projects launching on Kaito now. We're seeing another new ones coming in, and we're having all these clones of Kaito coming in. So I don't see this shit ending. Koma, what do you think, bro, about this Kaito stuff ending anytime soon?
Yeah. Well, personally, cool. I'm trying to get to 10,000. We'll see how that goes, one way or the other. But it's really funny, cool. Like I know how like locked in you are, and the way you're sounding, you're overwhelmed by the number of projects. Like humanity, like
Bro,
oh Lord,
I am dead, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't. I'm trying because if what's crazy is I'm actually active on I think 5 projects, but I'm on multiple other ones. I can't keep track, bro. Like I swear, like I am overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie, Koma, for real, man.
I agree with you, and I think that's where the stake Kaido is gonna be the money maker, because like say like make your money work for you kind of thing. I think this is where it's not like your bullshit like put stake your tokens and then you'll get 17-18% APY, and then literally the tokens just bleeding like the whole year, and all that APY just doesn't really matter at that point. Like you're actually getting in on these like bunch of projects very early, like especially on the pre-TGE, like 1% supply. That's insane, right? So yeah, I agree with you. There's a huge, I don't even know if you want to call it like a bubble, but there's a season, Info 5 season. It's just like way too hot. If you're a creator, you gotta jump on it, make your bag. Like don't be, don't have anyone shame you for putting things into stables, right? Like I have a good chunk of stables that I've converted into because that's what you're supposed to do, right? So you mentioned those spaces, like some of these just go to zero, right? So like maybe just put like 70% to stables, like 30% into the ecosystem, stake it. You just never know. So I've been following that strategy that you talked about, Cole, and it's been working pretty well.
Yeah. Landy, Samara, you guys have anything to say about this Kaito hype and how long it's gonna last, or just enjoy the wave right now? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, enjoy the wave right now because the cream's going to rise to the top. Whatever platform is the leader in this is going to be the winner at the end of the day, and the others
100%.
will be marginal at best. And they'll likely hang around, but the market's going to choose which one to go with, right? And obviously, Kaito has a very big lead. I know that a lot of people are making a big deal about Cookie, and I know that I'm on there and I have 10 invites and I can't get anybody to actually take the invites because they're like, I'm already in. Because I got my thing, it says that you need to be invited. Like, oh, I thought I was in. And it's like one of those conversations because I believe that it was being used in a different way before, right? So now this is a new thing or new implementation of it. I don't know. It's like I didn't even share the Cookie one out to my profile because I'm like, I just don't really know where this is going. And snaps, like I don't really understand the thesis behind it. I haven't had enough of a chance to look into it yet. Maybe I will, right? But the Kaido, the wall chain, Cookie, and there's a few others, right? What was the other one? Give Rep and stuff like that. There's gonna be more. There's more coming. Like that's the crazy part. And then all the things that you would have to do in order to remain relevant on these chains, they all very, very heavily favor right out the gate people with large followings, right?
True.
And that I don't know how I feel about that. Like if I get that you can grind your way up the leaderboards, but and it encourages more, people following back and interacting more, and I think that that's all good. But there's people on my list that don't do any of the project stuff, or maybe they're just or their accounts that are like company accounts that don't do any of this kind of stuff because it's a company or a project or something like that is focused on them, so they're not going to engage in this stuff. So they're on there and they're high on a leaderboard for really no reason, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I like that in the Kaido ecosystem, at least you have a chance to, if you're talking about a project, you have a chance to get something for it at the end of the day. And it's not clear how a lot of the other platforms work. Whereas Kaido's you're already seeing some of the ways in which projects are using Kaido. And we haven't seen, at least to my knowledge, unless you guys can enlighten me, how any of these other ones are going to use any of this stuff, right? I actually I like the wall chain stuff because it is more about interacting, unless they're going to move in a project direction. But does seem a lot more about interacting.
Yeah.
I want to know what Coma's doing. That's what I want to know. I pinned his tweet to the top where he said, "Did I just become the hot girl on crypto Twitter?" Essentially, this motherfucker's racking up 20 fucking yaps in like an hour, and yet he still doesn't know what he's doing. I want to know what you're doing.
No, I could tell you why. I could tell you why. It's Koma is in the middle of the Kaito leaderboard overall. When you're on the actual Kaito leaderboard, if you're on it, your yaps start to fly in, man. So yeah, and that's the reason why. So and Coma's killing it too for sure. Absolutely, man.
Thank you, thank you. Wow, like one host is just shitting on me while I'm winning, and the other one's just giving me praise. This is the yin and yang of ATC. I love it. But to answer your question, Dave, that's a very old tweet. That was 21 hours ago. This man has
It took me
5 yachts now.
Damn, man.
Oh, it took me 5 minutes to scroll down. This is how much content Coma's putting out, bro. Whatever girlfriend or wife, whatever that you do have, tell her that I send my condolences because I don't know how you're even looking in her direction at this point. Because Coma, the amount of content you're genuinely, bro, I pre-populated content for Junie yesterday, okay, and I put out like 3, 4, 5 tweets, and I'm doing this every day now. It's already pre-done, and I still don't have as many tweets. Like long form tweets, thought out tweets, like that's crazy, bro. How I generally don't understand. Do you come up with those off the cuff?
Yep. I just do. I mean, I have like a little checklist of things I need to do that seems to be growing because every time Kaido just releases a new project, I just like shed another tear because that's probably gonna be like another 30 minutes I need to think about it. But no, honestly, one of the best things that does help is ChatGPT, but not for the content, but for the images. I think the images have really elevated my post. Which I'm not an artist by any means, but I've gotten better as a prompt engineer. And Dave, like I think what really helped me in the beginning of content creation, I don't know if people still remember what you shared back in the day, like maybe 6 months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. You had that one long ass prompt where you said like I'm trying to create a post that elevates like my yaps, blah, like that long one, and you just replace like the project name. So that's how I initially started off, and I kind of evolved from that. Like I don't use that as much anymore, but that was literally the like ground zero of how I became a better prompt engineer, and now it's a lot easier for me to come up with my own ideas naturally, and then just from there just keep posting. But it's not easy. But yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah, I just thanked you. Sorry, like do you want, you want me to?
That's dope, though. I love that, bro. Like,
No,
I don't care if it was the jump off for you. Like, that's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, that was the whole point of it, right? Like, if one person that got the most of it was you, god damn it, bro, you're genuinely making like the most of it. So I love hearing stuff like that, man, for real. So number one, congrats, because you are straight cooking out here. What I want to know is, when are we going to start talking to your 0x when friend and figure out when they're going to start incorporating spaces into like Kaito, bro? Because like we need, if they incorporate spaces, we're golden. We are going to the moon.
I mean, they are tracking it. I think there's just too much shit going on. Honestly, like they're trying to get into TikTok. They're already on X. Like it's just there's so many platforms. And if I was like Cookie, or if I was I don't know, maybe even I don't know about the Wall Chain guys, because they're a lot more closer to Kaido in a sense. But I feel like everyone's just trying to compete while they're behind. And yeah, of course, like just because there's but based on like how I've been interacting with Wen Moon and how Yoo-Hoo just like never sleeps, like these guys are so accessible, but at the same time they're always like they're working on this like literally like 24/7. It feels like, and just making deals nonstop. And just the one thing that really stands out to me with Kaido versus everything else is like these guys never stop innovating, and it's just like full throttle gas, like just keep going, right? And that's crazy because I don't know if you heard, but like Yoo-Hoo just like bought like, or like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, he bought like $1 million worth of Kaido. It was like, I'm locking this up until I like hit like a certain milestone. Money, right? So it's like those are like the kind of people you probably need to, put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's they're animals, dude. Like savages.
I like guys like that. I like Sapphire. Those are the people I want to put like my money behind, my time behind. But I'm going to say something right now that's going to be probably not what anybody wants to hear. But I'm kind of going to go a little contrary to what Cool was saying earlier. Like, I'm hoping that Wall Chain is amazing. But the one thing that scares me that I think is going to dilute our back, I barely got a chance. You guys had a little bit of a head start, and boom, it was TGE, and it was like windfall, right? That was what we saw in recent days is with Cookie making their release and everything you heard Landy say just now. At the end of the day, Wallchain decided we're going to lower our thing, but there's no TGE in sight. So that's going to, like, the more you look, I'm not trying to be negative, but at the end of the day, like, the more users you have, the less distribution, the less money there is to go around to the few.
Or
And
no,
that's what made Kaito.
Oh no, Dave,
Yeah.
but that I think that's the reason why you have the badges, bro. That's the reason you have the OG badges. That's what sets you apart from from every other user on Wallchain.
You think like the OG badges
Oh,
are going to be the thing that give us a higher allocation?
100%, bro. 100%. 100%. They wouldn't do
hope you're
that. Yeah, no. Based on what I've seen so far, you don't do what you're doing is you're trying to divide your users. Who are your early adopters? Like this happens with with projects when you're on Discord. Though the people that join Discord on day one, they get the OG role. Those are the people that are gonna get the most allocations, man. And I think this is gonna be very similar to that, where you joined and remember, not a lot of people got on Wallchain at the beginning. The reason why we have the OG role because we got it from the beginning. So it's not a lot of people. Even if it's 100 OG members, that's not a lot, man. 100 people sharing how much money. I mean, so I think that's going to be either a massive multiplier or they might give you possibly a separate allocation, man. So I think it's going to be a big one for sure.
I hope so. From your lips to God's ears. Cool. Let's fucking go, bro. I hope.
Yeah. So guys, I got 3 minutes, man. Let me end the show with Samar. Samar, I just want to get your take with this whole because I know you're not necessarily too big on yapping on Kaito, but what do you think about this 845 yapping stuff from your view, from your side?
Yeah, me only yap on projects I'm actively like grinding and clicking. Like currently, I'm just on 2, and that's Magic Newton, and I just started Soul Protocol yesterday. So that's basically what I'm doing. But I have like a take on Kaito still, because I was in a space with I think the OG Labs, one of the OG Labs ambassadors or so, one of the affiliates, and he said something about the pattern of people getting to leaderboard. Here we are, of the algorithm pushing you or AI pushing into the leaderboard, but not really. Apparently, Kaito accumulates that, sends it to the projects, and they kind of literally fuse people on the leaderboard, because it makes sense, because there are certain people who just make up one single post and they'll just be on that leaderboard forever, which is kind of like, I understand the whole concept of marketing where you have to have notable names on the leaderboard, like the top 100 or top 10 or top 20 leaderboard on the 7-day chart, just to make the project look somehow enticing. But then it kind of like takes away I don't want to say the authenticity of the project in a way, because if you can literally just take out whoever you want, then it doesn't really make it, I don't know, it doesn't really make it fair. I know, like, I'm currently on a couple of leaderboards, but still, it doesn't really sit right with me, especially when the project just go in and just pull out whoever they want. Then it's not really AI.
Wait. Is that true? Like, because before, like, I don't know where. In my mind, I understand when projects remove certain accounts because they're not necessarily promoting the project, but they're actually like, that negative slashing effect. That I know we jokingly did that with Humanity Protocol, but are you sure that they are actually like literally just picking someone to saying they're number one? Because like that's a pretty big statement there. Yeah.
Yeah, basically what it was like an OG Labs affiliate. That's what he said. He said Kaito kind of like accumulates the data and sends it to the project. Then the project chooses who stays on the leaderboard. So I don't know if it's based on participation or whatever, but it's just not right to me in a way. And I kind of get it. I understand the business model behind that whole concept of trying to curate the leaderboard, but then it's to me it doesn't seem fair because what everyone thinks is AI puts you there, but not really. So it's bittersweet for me. Like personally, I don't really. If it's a project I've been on, I can talk about it without literally taking me off the leaderboard or taking me off the entire like Kaito Yapper board. It's just not fairness in a sense. There are projects that have been there for almost a year, and the only thing they can just improve on is just the UI, which is ridiculous. And personally, I stated that with Humanity Protocol. I was like number 30 something on the 7-day chart of Humanity Protocol. And I just stated the obvious, which a lot of people were talking about. Like, bro, you've been here for a year, you have all this money. And the only thing you can change is the UI. It's just ridiculous. Like, if you want us to yap about a project, we need something to yap about, basically. I said that and I just woke up the next day and I was not on the leaderboard anymore. Like, it's just ridiculous because
Kaido, like again, like
yeah, exactly.
the algo works, right? The algo works, but like at the end of the day, they even stated that the leaderboard is to the discretion of the project that's putting in the money, right? So it's like, sure, like the criticism could be valid, and like I've also been very critical about other projects as well, and have not been kicked out of a leaderboard. It's just like how you phrase it, and like yeah, you do have to be a little careful. I will agree with you. Like, I don't think it's necessarily like I want to move this person up the leaderboard. It's more about the project has a way to, I guess, slash you from the leaderboard, and I guess from that perspective, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
And I also agree. Humanity Protocol, like, is just kind of. I don't really like this project personally, but yeah.
Yeah, for a while. But they're not really shipping it. It's just weird. I don't understand. And now they announced the $2 million reward. I'm like, bro, come on, man. But still, yeah, like the Humanity Protocol is. I have also given criticisms to other projects that I'm still on the leaderboard and I haven't been taken down. So I think it's just a project, and the fact that projects can just do that, it's not fair to me. I won't lie to you, it's not just fair to me. But still, it's and something I would like to see on Kaito is before people start would like to know the duration or the criteria to get on the leaderboard. If they get that, then I think it will just a little bit reduce the noise in a way, because right now people are just yapping, putting like ChatGPT, like curated posts on timeline. If they can, I heard something today that a project will basically slash you up the leaderboard if you're on all like more than 3 other leaderboards. I'm like, bruh, like would like that to be stated before people start yapping, because you don't want just people to like yap and be happy they're on multiple leaderboards, and then a project comes up and says, if you're on more than 3 leaderboards, we're gonna slash it from our project, because it's just ridiculous. So if they can area before people start yapping, so people know what they're getting into, rather than just like giving support to a project and just wake up one morning and project slashes you for something that's just ridiculous.
But doesn't that defeat the purpose, Samara? Right? Like,
exactly.
The purpose?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, it's a bad business model if Kaito does that, because then it defeats the purpose of them, like, relevant. But still, it's kind of like a shitty way to just treat people. Like, I don't understand. Like,
yeah, but it's not Kaito though. It's each individual project is determining how they share their rewards, right? So it's not necessarily Kaito.
Exactly. But I'll tell you upfront, because you might just do something that you think you're just yapping and just contributing to multiple projects, and then your like contribution to one project might affect the other, because none of them stated the factors that can contribute to you staying on the leaderboard. That's the problem. But I understand why Kaito can't like basically implement that, because it affects their business model. But then just, I don't know, man. It doesn't sit right with me. I won't lie to you, because then people just keep yapping and yapping and yapping, and majority of yappers won't get the rewards because they don't know exactly how to, should I say, okay. There's a talk about the project, and you can actually see yourself rank up. You knew what to do, and you knew how to do it because the project literally gives you the criteria on how to do it. But this can give you those set criteria on how to do it, and how to actually be on the good. First time, if I'm not making any sense, but it's just right now. Really forcefully pushed like tweets about the project, and it's all good, and no one's literally criticizing any project. A project can literally be useless, quote unquote, in a way, and everyone just keep posting about the good parts over and over and over and over again, and just kind of like dilutes the authenticity of the voices of people who actually create projects, who actually like tweet about projects. I don't know if I'm making any sense in a way, but I don't. It's just not really a sustainable way of promotion in a way, unless there's a form of curation that can be happen about the project. If that makes any sense.
All right, guys. It's already past 7:06 for me. Oh, Dave is there right now. Yo, bro, take some pictures and post it on your page, bro. Or send to the group. Send to the group so we can see it.
Oh, I gotta take some video of this shit, bro. Just even walking around this motherfucker, I'm looking for the Titan. I don't know where everybody's at. Bro, you on the pool? What the fuck? I'm shooting for the bathing suit? Bro, there's women here, finally.
There's women there. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you for hosting ATC.
For sure. No worries, guys. Let me end this show, man. Dave has a whole bunch of strippers and all that stuff around him, so he's gonna have some fun. Guys, thanks for coming to the show, man. Dave, as usual, what's up, bro? Landy, thank you. Samara, Koma, always. Man the Beast, I see you. Viper, thank you, all you guys for coming to ATC. We'll be back again tomorrow, either on my page or Dave's page is what it is. We'll figure it out. But guys, so I think 4:30 p.m. CST. We'll be back tomorrow for another show. So thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Enjoy your day. See you guys. Take care, guys. Much love. Much love, guys.
I got the outro music.
Guys, it's freaking hilarious. All right, I'm live here, so let me end this shit. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, for another show. So I appreciate you guys for coming to the show. It was I combined my two shows to one, so we did the ATC show plus the Crypto Hour show at the same time. So just 2 in 1. So guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, guys. See you guys later. Let me go chill with the fam downstairs. So much love, much love, much love.